Thank you very much to the gentleman from Maine who in fact has been very bipartisan in the way that we've approached this. Our facility or committee has in fact worked in a very bipartisan way in trying to get to the bottom of the issue that lays out there. I would like to say that it has been said on the floor that there were no hearings on this bill. In fact, it has been heard in subcommittee. It's also been said that the Secretary has the tools that he needs in order to hold people accountable. Well, folks, here's where we are. Back in January, I went to Augusta, Georgia, and Columbia, South Carolina at the request of Congressman Joe Wilson and Congressman John Barrow. We know, and VA has said, that there were deaths that occurred. There were some 5,000 veterans that were on waiting lists for colonoscopies. I talked about one of those veterans who testified before our committee today. Shortly after that, I wrote a letter to the Secretary and I asked him, please provide me the names of the people, what their positions were, and what type of accountability, what disciplinary actions have you taken? We're now in the closing weeks of the month of May, and I've heard absolutely nothing out of the Department of Veterans Affairs. He may have the tools, but he won't use the tools that he has at his disposal to get rid of or to discipline the very people who are at the crux of the problem that we're talking about all across this nation today. Let me tell you something else. The very director of the Phoenix Hospital that is now on administrative leave, according to the Department of Veterans Affairs today, got a bonus, an $8,500 bonus in April of this year, even though they knew that there was an open Office of Inspector General investigation ongoing at the time. Got a bonus while there was an ongoing investigation. In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the director of the healthcare system up there knew that there was Legionella inside the water system that led to the death of at least 6 veterans. They knew it for a year. That person got a $63,000 presidential bonus. It is easier to get rewarded at VA than it is to be disciplined. And that is why I urge my colleagues to vote in favor of H.R. 4031, and I yield back my time.
The gentleman from Florida yields back. The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass H.R. 4031?